The first time you do something is always going to be tough. You're not likely to be very competent, it's going to feel difficult, and the urge to pull the pin entirely and go back to your old ways will feel incredibly enticing. These moments challenge our ability to persevere. I know it's cliche, but it's true. Consistency at the start feels awful. Consistency after you've grown confident feels easy. If you are a seasoned pro at something, the chances of you being consistent are going to be much higher than if you are a complete newbie. Everyone starts off as a newbie. This is the period where we learn how much work is needed in order to improve and grow. Instead of seeing this as a burden, shifting our mindset to see it as an opportunity to develop our skills and become a better person overall can be a much more helpful approach. You'll be more likely to face these challenges head on with a positive attitude. You've probably heard this all a million times before. If so, you know it's going to be true to some degree. The best athletes have said it, the best CEOs, and the top echelon of people, no matter what field they're in, have all mentioned this. That's how we know that what they say generally is true. Commitment, discipline, and showing up when you suck isn't sexy. It's hard, laborious, and often embarrassing, especially when other people see you fail. The worst thing you can ever do in this situation, though, is to give up. This completely shatters any chances of you ever becoming the person you set out to be when you first started whatever endeavor you wanted to improve in. You got to imagine the conversation you'd have with your future self after the fact of giving up. The chances of that conversation being a good one isn't going to be very likely, but rather uncomfortable. Repeated instances of giving up is the fastest way to burn any confidence. If you're used to taking the easy way out every time you embark on a journey of improvement, you'll adopt a mindset where you always feel inclined or encouraged to pull up short and never see anything through because that will just be second nature to you. Confidence is built from doing things over and over again. When we're confident, we're consistent, and when we're consistent, we're successful most of the time. No matter who you are, myself included, you'll always hear that voice in your head whenever you do try to start something for the very first time and where you do really suck. And that voice is probably saying, don't do it. You've got other things to be thinking about. You aren't making any progress, so why are you doing it? And then finally, why don't you spend time on the things you actually know and are good at? It's hard to not listen to these voices at the start of any pursuit because most of the time they are pretty true. Listening to these voices, however, too often will only lead to two things. The first one, you're always going to stay stuck in the same place you were in when you first decided you wanted to change. And number two, and probably the biggest one, regret, which can lead to self loathing. Now, I'm not saying you should always keep pushing forward and never give up on anything. That would be too much to ask. We only have a finite amount of time to truly become great at a few things, but not everything. I'm talking about the things that truly matter to you, whether it's becoming your healthiest self for your kids or your family. That's a very strong why. That means it's significantly important, and giving up or taking shortcuts is only going to lead to negative outcomes, not just for you, but for the people you're doing it for. Perseverance and showing up, no matter how much it sucks or how uncomfortable it is the backbone of building strong character. it sharpens your mind, and builds relentless confidence. Compounded confidence will get you to a point where you become unrecognizable in your achievements and your success. If you like today's message, comment below with your thoughts. I'd really like to know. I've got my mobility routine from earlier today running in the background for anyone interested in improving their hip and hamstring mobility. Best thing ever, doesn't require any equipment, and it doesn't take too much of your time, which is a complete win-win. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate it.